everyone, thank you for watching. Now if you have been with me from the start, which wasn't too long ago, I did promise that I would be sharing some of my tips and tricks with you guys, and being a licensed professional, I will be sharing my top 10 hair care tips with you guys today. If you guys would like to see what they are, please keep on watching. So we're starting off with tip number 1. My number 1 tip is do not overwash your hair. Yes, it can be tempting when you get in the shower after a long day, being hot and sweaty, you want to shampoo your hair to feel nice and clean. But in reality, you do ruin your hair over time. It thins your hair out, makes it dull and lifeless. I do recommend, if you're always on the go and you're always busy, I have 2 dry shampoos with me. I have the Tresemme Basic Care for brittle dry hair, and I have the Not Your Mother's Plump for Joy Bodybuilding Shampoo. And they both look like this, and I purchased both of these at Ulta. It is really good to have a dry shampoo. It keeps your hair and your scalp feeling refreshed until you can get to the next shampoo. So if you guys are always on the go, or if you guys feel like you need to shampoo your hair all the time, I definitely would recommend having a dry shampoo. And I would buy it to cater towards your hair. So if you need volume or you need texture, I would find like a texturizing dry shampoo or a voluminous dry shampoo. So always find hair care products that are catered towards your needs. Tip number 2. I have as my second tip, do not overbrush your hair. Especially for me, having naturally curly hair, when I flat iron my hair, I'm like, yes, I get to brush my hair. In reality, overbrushing your hair can thin it out and really weaken your hair. So in place of that, I would try to find a really good wide tooth comb that looks like this. Wide tooth combs are so much better for your hair. They go through your hair and don't tug as much. So if you guys are brush crazy with your hair, I would try investing in a wide tooth comb. Tip number 3 is for all my colored hair friends, and yes, there is a lot of you because hair color is such a big trend, or if you're just trying to cover some grays. For you guys, I have a tip for you. When shampooing your hair, always rinse in cool water. Hot water opens your hair shaft and cool water closes it. So when you rinse your hair in cool water, especially after conditioner, that just locks and seals that hair shaft so that color stays inside of that hair shaft. So if you guys want to lock that color in for a bit more after all of that shampooing, I would definitely rinse in cool water. Tip number 4, use hair care products suited for your hair type. And what I mean by that is if you guys don't have color treated hair, don't use color treated shampoo. If you guys have straight hair, don't use a product for curly hair. What I'm trying to get at here is that if you guys use products that are catered towards your hair needs, you will see more benefits instead of just going to pick up a pretty bottle on the shelf and not reading the label. Yes, I used to do that when I was younger. You see all those pretty like pink bottles and all of that, and you're like picking that up. You're not reading if it's for dry, brittle hair. You're not reading if it's for oily scalp. You're not reading if it's for volume. So the next time you go to the store, check to make sure that they are suited for your hair type. Tip number 5. This one's a biggie, even for me. Sometimes I feel like I forget this one. When detangling your hair, start at the ends and work your way up. I mean, start here, detangle at the bottom, and work your way up to the top. I know it's so hard because when you come out, you're used to starting at the top and brushing through. By doing that, you're creating even more knots and you're just tugging at your hair. And when your hair is wet, especially after the shower and you go to detangle it, your hair is in a fragile state. You need to take precaution and care for your hair. Start at the ends and work your way up. You'll feel that your hair has more life and that it feels more full and thick that way. Tip number 6. Now this may come as a surprise to most of you. I know when I learned this in beauty school, this definitely did come as a shock to me. I'm like, what are you even talking about? So tip number 6 is do not over condition your hair. Over conditioning your hair really clogs your hair shaft. When I heard my teacher say that, I'm like, I always condition my hair. Like, I love conditioner. After they said that, it made sense to me. After I kept doing my normal hair care routine, shampooing and conditioning, I'm like, oh, my hair's like lifeless and dull. Just shampooing your hair and using a normal amount of conditioner will go a long way, and that is why there are hair care products. After shampoo and conditioning, adding beneficial hair products suited for your hair type really help condition and moisturize your hair. So I have with me the Redken 5th Avenue NYC 25 Benefits One United. That is a really good hair product that really has all the benefits. You see that it says 25 benefits. I can read some of them to you. It says, conditions, nourishes, improves manageability, helps even out porous hair, reduces dryness, detangles, ideal cutting lotion, primes for hairstyling, helps prevent breaking from brushing. See, that's what I said, over brushing your hair. You can break them, especially if you have split ends. Just over brushing can really break and ruin your hair shaft. Safe for color treated hair, which is a really good one. Helps prevent heat damage, helps prevent split ends, helps seal in cuticle. See, that's what I was talking about for colored hair especially. You want to make sure that your cuticle is sealed and locked, because if you go in water, all that hair color will just come out because the hot water opened it. You always want to make sure that your hair is rinsed in cool water if you have colored hair. But see, those are just some of the benefits from this. Now, that is a more pricier product that is catered towards professionals, but there are wonderful, wonderful drugstore products, and I have two brands that I really go by, which is OGX and Hask. This is one of the OGX ones, and this is one of the Hask products. This is the Silky Blow Dry Protecting Spray, and this is a scalp revitalizer. So my point is, you do not need to put a ton of conditioner in your hair to make your hair feel soft. That is why there are hair care products. So always find a hair care product that goes with your hair type, and you will find that your hair will feel soft and amazing. Tip number 7. Now this goes for everyone, but especially my oily scalp friends. Avoid conditioning your scalp area. Now you know if you have oily scalp or dry scalp to begin with. Conditioner is an oily based product to begin with. So if you have oily scalp, you don't want to go put more oil on top of that. So when conditioning your hair, avoid putting it in your scalp area. That goes for people with normal or dry hair as well, because over time it just creates like a greasiness, and that's when you feel like you have to shampoo your hair even when you don't, because that conditioner will sit there and then it'll emulsify over time and then it'll start looking greasy, and you don't want that. So for everyone, especially my oily scalp friends, avoid conditioning your scalp. Tip number 8. When blow drying your hair, use the Cool Shock to seal your hair cuticle. What I mean by that, first of all, on this blow dryer, you can see, as you can see right here, it says Cool Shot. This button gets neglected most of the time when blow drying. We always refer back to these, when in reality the Cool Shock is a lifesaver, especially for your ends if you have split ends or color. Putting that Cool Shock really seals and locks that cuticle for a more softer and luscious look, and it keeps your hairstyle in longer just by adding like 30 seconds of the Cool Shot, especially if you are giving yourself a blowout or even just straightening your hair with the blow dryer and a brush. I highly recommend using the Cool Shot just to seal that, and you'll see the difference. You'll have like frizzy ends on this side, and then these ends will look so smooth and you're just like feeling so soft. So do an experiment. On one side, don't use the Cool Shot, and then one side use the Cool Shot, and then tell me what the difference is, if you like it, if you guys don't see a difference. But that is just a really good tip to seal and lock that hair cuticle. Tip number 9. If you use a lot of hot tools on your hair, like me, such as hair curlers, flat irons, things like that, I recommend deep conditioning your hair at least 1 to 2 times a month. Deep conditioner, there are some that sell. My favorites are the Garnier Fructis ones that come in a little tub. I think they're like $3.99. But since I ran out of that, I do make my own because I learned how to in beauty school. If you want a ratio, I'd say like a tablespoon of like 1 to 3 conditioners that are suited for your hair needs, with oils and protein. So in my hair, I would use like a coconut, avocado conditioner with a coconut oil, an olive oil, and an almond oil, and I'd mix that together after I shampooed, and I'd let that sit in my hair for about 15 minutes. So like if you have something to do, you can wash your hair, let that sit in for 15 minutes, read a book while you're waiting, and then rinse that out in cool water, and it helps so much because those hot tools can be really damaging and take a toll on your hair, and you want to keep your hair feeling nice and soft, and you want to keep the longevity of it, especially me because I have long hair. Longer hair has more damage because the ends obviously aren't cut as often. So just deep conditioning it and taking care of your hair will really keep it going for a long time. So guys, we made it all the way to tip number 10. My 10th tip is for oily scalp. I would use a sea breeze or an astringent or a rosemary tea tree oil spray on my scalp just to help get rid of some of that oil. And the way you can do that is by putting Sea Breeze. It's like a toner. It sells, I know it sells at Walmart. It literally says Sea Breeze, and they usually come in a really big packaging. like maybe about like this big, so it's a pretty decent sized toner for the price. And you put it on a cotton, or you can use Q-tips, however you want, and wherever your hair partings are, you apply that to your scalp with the cotton, of course. Or I just found this Wonder Worker at Ulta. It is a tea tree and rosemary spray. It says soothe scalp and revitalize it, and it is free of sulfates and paraben, which is really, really good for your hair. And it looks like this. So with this, it also is a 5-in-1 miracle worker. The 5 benefits to this is cools and soothes, detangles, conditions and tames frizz, adds shine, and provides thermal protection. So in addition to the scalp revitalization, it also does all of those 5 things. So buying this product, you will not miss out. I love this, especially in the winter time when your scalp gets really dry too as well. This is not just for oily scalp, this is for everyone. It is really good to go through your hair and part it and spray this. It just helps keep everything fresh and clean. So that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found that this was very beneficial, and that you guys learned something from today's video, from all of my cool tips and tricks that I shared with you guys today. If you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave some comments down below if you guys would like to see more videos like this. And don't forget to turn on the notifications bell so you guys will never miss an upload of mine. With all that said, I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah!